This is the JP News, now in HD. Tonight's feature, the J Street Fire as it happened. Good morning, this is the Jess Petrequin camcorder news. We are heading toward downtown Schenectady in the vicinity of City Hall. There has been a reported large structural fire of a large apartment building. We are on our way down there now. Last heard on the news is that there is one person who is unaccounted for. So I'm going to figure out where to park here to get as close to the fire as possible. At the moment now it is 6:21 a.m. in the morning. I think today, the date today is March 4th, March 5th of 2015. And this is quite the area here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to park in the Ortho parking lot. Oh, there's that cop that gave me the ticket. Oh my God, that's that cop. Oh. This is the same building of the block that I used to work on a long time ago. Oh, look at the ice and the damage on here. Wow. Holy smokes. The news are saying one person's unaccountable, I heard?
I don't know. I just saw they flew one to Westchester County, they said on the news.
Yeah. Yeah. I do volunteer work next door at SAC TV once in a while. The firemen are still hosing the inside of the building. Look at the ice forming on the wires. That looks like it's going to yank the whole wires down, all those wires down. Now, we go over here. We have a crew up here in a lift getting the other side of the building with water in attempts to put out the fire. But it is only about 4 or 5 degrees out here, so it's very chilly. You can see that ice has formed on the firemen's uniforms. Their hat and their jackets are coated with ice. Once again, the news is saying that one person is unaccounted for. I hope they find him or her. We're gonna zoom in up here, and we can see that the top of the building is hollowed out. Looking over here from this direction, we can see that the right side of the building has started to cave in a bit. So we've got a hose to the left, 2 or 3 streams to the right, and we've got a crew in the back battling the blaze, and we have a crew on top battling the blaze. And the whole J Street area is becoming iced over like a skating rink, including the fire engine. There are parked cars here, they're caked up with ice. Incredible. Even the ladders are caked up with ice. Okay, it's several hours later now after work, and we can get another view of the building, and we can see that it's pretty much a shell of what it used to be. Wow. Okay, the police officers have allowed me to come up to where this tape is. I am not allowed to go beyond that, and I wouldn't want to anyway, because there's Looks like an awful lot of dangerous stuff out here. That ladder is all full of ice. Up here is, yeah, it's all shelled out. Okay, and that is that. I've filmed enough of this. I'm going to go inside now because it's awfully cold. This happens to be next door to a restaurant called the Executive Lounge. I wonder if they suffered any damage. If we zoom in here, we can see all these cars, parked cars, that are encased in ice. And right above there is street lamp. As we pan upward, we see how horribly damaged this building is. And still one, possibly two people still missing. I hope their bodies are not inside there. Good evening. This is the Jess Petrequin Camcorder News. We are looking at the opposite side of the J Street building that was burned out to get an idea of how bad this damage really is, and boy does that look awful. Wow. There's other shutter bugs out here besides myself. Oh, some of the ice is falling.
Because with so much, God forbid, and it really is. That's the thing, you really managed to try to clear the world. It depends on where you work in that.
Yeah, the ice is coming off of it. Whose cars are all those?
One of them are one of the tenants.
Oh, okay, tenants. The whole J Street was all caked over with ice. All those parts. I was here in the morning. I wasn't here at night.
My son works over at the library.
Yeah.
Emeritus there.
Yeah.
And
this is interesting. They're going up in this lift.
yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty safe.
It looks like the elevator from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Right? Well, unfortunately, people are missing. I don't think anybody knows. I'm hearing 1, 3, 7. These firemen are up on a lift, and perhaps they're able to get a view down inside the charred out building. You know, unfortunately, there's always a chance that they may locate a person that's been missing. But this looks like a very difficult task. This is the Jackson demolition wrecking bulldozer tractor, and it looks like it's going to be relocated toward the rear. Maybe they're going to start the demolishing in the rear of the building. Okay, this is the second time now that I have seen the men in the cage lift heading over for a hovering view above the burnt out building. You know, it is not clear to us on the ground whether they are doing a fire scene investigation or whether they're actually looking for human remains. However, it can't be an easy job being up there in that cage today because it is kind of windy. I would say that we've got approximately 25-mile-an-hour gusts, and that's got to be making that cage a little bit shaky. Okay, well, they're doing some kind of a study. The men in the cage here are flying around. Maybe it appears that they are coming back down again. Until they're gonna. Oh, they're doing something with their poker stick.
That's why I know you.
Checking for stability of the.
Yeah.
I know you with your face, and that's why I'm like.
Oh, they might be trying to grab something to. Oh, wow, ice. Yeah, there goes some ice. Yeah. It's gonna cost the city a lot of money. Oh, there they are. The men in the cage have landed back down on the ground. Yeah. Okay, we are another stage into this aftermath of this fire. It appears that they have chipped away part of the smaller of the two buildings. That is a good chunk. I don't see any activity. Over here, we've got ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the Violent Crime Bureau. Well, as we zoom in here, you can definitely see the sky through these windows, and I've been repeating myself over and over again. This is from a different angle. I've gone into the backyards of another business. I think Bethesda House or whatever this is. I don't know what it is. So I hope I don't get yelled at for doing that. For some reason, I think from this side of the building, I think it looks smaller. To the right, we can see the clock tower of the City Hall. We zoom in here, and we can see a good bit of the inside, which is interesting. This is the State Fire, Urban Technical Search and Rescue Response. That's what this. Men are going in and out of this trailer, doing something. They've got a saw over here. They are sawing wood, plyboards and 2x4s. Maybe they're making some kind of a scoop to take stuff out of the building. I think I see something up here. It kind of looks like it might be a shower head. This is the one part of the building. This back porch I'm looking at, I got zoomed in on, looks almost like one of the least affected parts of the building. Men are building something with 2x4s. My guess is that it might be a temporary support for the building, so that it won't collapse while they go inside it. But that's just a far-fetched guess. Okay. It's several hours later, and I can see that there's men inside the building if we look through this window here. You know, it is not known whether or not they have located anybody's body or bodies, but it's likely that that has happened. And as we pan up here, we get a good look at everything again here. There they go. They're going up again. They're bringing lumber with them. They've got like 2x4s or fence posts, and they're joking around about something. I don't know what it could be. But there they go. And it looks like they're keeping them kind of on the lower end of things. And there they go. Where are they going with that? Oh, look at this, look at this. They are bringing the other men in the window the lumber. They're able to pass it right off to these other guys. Got to turn that around, fellas. There we go. Pass it to me there, Herb. No problem, George. I got it. You better have it. Okay. The wood is in. The wood is in. And boy, this is one hardy job that somebody has to take care of. Water is spitting out of the building next door. What could that be? Water is spitting outside of the building next door to Schenectady's Ground Zero, where the fire was. Water is spitting out of this building. That doesn't look so normal. What the heck? See the water spitting out of this building?
I know, I seen that.
Is that a sump pump that turns on, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Because you can't really see a pipe coming out of the wall.
Right. See that little hole that's up there underneath the pipe?
Yeah.
It was coming out of there.
That's where it was. Oh, now I see it. I couldn't see it from this angle.
You see it right there?
Yeah, right. I do see it. Yeah. It's a pipe under the pipe.
Right.
Yeah. Next to the door.
It was coming out from off the roof.
Yeah.
Drain from the roof.
Oh, okay. All right.
When
Yeah.
it gets to be a certain amount of water up there, it automatically releases. It opens up a trap door or something and releases.
Oh, okay.
And it runs down to the building.
Because I'm looking at, I'm looking at it from here, and it looks like it's just coming out of the brick. Now, the word that we heard today was that they had to stop work on the building because of the chimney becoming unstable. Do they mean this chimney, or do they mean this chimney over here? That's the question. Or is this thing really not a chimney? It's hard to see what it is. But we can see that they've chipped away more of the building. And, well, if we try to zoom in here, I can try to get right in here and see a little bit of detail. My camera is not as good as most of the other cameras, but it really is incredible to look at. As we look over here in this parking lot, which is next to the J Street Fire Building, we can see that they have taken out lots of debris. There's debris here, there's debris over here, and there's debris in the background. And as we pan right, more debris. And if we pan really far right, there's even more debris.
There's 3 cats on the 3rd floor in a carrier.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure they're dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to find out if anybody found the cats so I could tell the people that we found their cats.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll find out sooner or later. I don't know how that dog survived.
It's resilient, smart.
Yeah, but you know, why didn't the cadaver dogs that they had here all week, why didn't those dogs find that dog?
Why didn't the fire smoke detectors go off that were checked the day before?
Well, I know, yeah. There's too many questions.
No, these guys don't care about dogs and cats.
No.
People have been down here all over asking about their cats and dogs. These guys tell them some stupid answer and walk away from them.
Well, I don't know. It's tough. Okay, it's been a few days since I've been to the site here. But we can see that men are up here on the 4th floor of the fire escape. And I've been hearing glass being broken. So maybe they're starting to chip away more of the woodwork. There's more sounds of breaking glass. Ooh, they just dropped a window frame. Okay, now the Schenectady Fire Department, I believe, is on the ladder lift, and they are inspecting something. It could be a zillion things that they are looking at, studying. You know, I think every day they're getting closer and closer to finding out the cause of the fire. This is another view of the firemen on the ladder lift. It appears that they are retracting and on their way back down. Look at all the debris here. We can see that there are more piles of debris in the parking lot here than we seen the last time we were here, and it's and they smell rather tarish. You know, smell like burnt wood and tar at the same time. As we can see, the side street to Broadway next to the fire has got a big backup of traffic. And these folks are probably trying to get to their lunch. There is a lot of growling stomachs here. I have now moved around to the front of the building, the block where City Hall is on. And as we zoom in on building, I think, 100, we can see that this top lip is caved in a little bit, like it's about to fall. I don't think it was like that a couple days ago, last time I was here. The men in the cage have taken a break. Right at the moment, it is sitting here. It's probably time for lunch. I can't. Oh, there's Wayne Bennett. Is that Wayne Bennett, the Public Safety Commissioner?
That's it.
There's Wayne Bennett. Yeah, so this is the view from SEC TV of the J Street building.
Hold it up a little
high. Hey, Dave, this is Sean Pinella here. We were watching the debris, and as the crane was taking all the stuff out of the building, this floated down in front of us and another co-worker here at Metroplex. And it's called the Heavenly Kingdom. And I don't know if this means devil horns, but it's definitely a 6. It talks about good versus bad. It talks about there's no ending to it, so it makes you wonder what the outcome is. Same thing as we're trying to find out what the outcome of the building is. Kind of interesting the way it floated. It actually flew like a feather, kind of up and down, to eventually made it here.
And you picked it up yourself?
Yeah.
Where was it? That you were standing?
I was about standing here talking to some people over there, and just watching the crane take debris out, and just floated right in front of us. It's a really hard story to sell, but I'm telling you, I tell the truth. And this definitely happened. You can ask the co-workers, you can ask Time Warner, cable, news, media. They saw it happen right in front of them.
Very meaningful.
Yeah, very meaningful. It's subliminal, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to tell a story like this, but this definitely happened. News 10 did a report on it, Channel 6 did a report on it. It's meant for a statement.
I have just arrived on the site just in time to see them doing a little bit of wrecking here. So now, I'm going to try to get some footage of this. This looks really amazing.
They're supposed to go through this building and look for bodies before they rip it down.
Well, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they said that it wasn't safe enough.
Yeah, they said that the dead cats they found them in crates.
Wow.
And when I went on Facebook, they had that J Street missing pets.
Yeah.
And it said, I commented on it. I said, why would people leave their cats in crates if they're in the house?
Yeah. You know.
That don't make sense.
Dogs too. I know people that.
Well, they probably weren't supposed to have any pets in the building to begin with.
Well, I guess the owner lived down by the city.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
The guy that just bought the building.
But that apartment building is no place for a 60-pound pit bull.
No.
Yeah. Whoa, there's a good hunk.
Yeah, when I first got here, they were ripping the fire escape off the top of the building.
Wow.
And they said that the only reason the fire grew so bad was because it accidentally started in a guy's chair.
Yeah, the old man.
And he dragged it out, tried to drag it out into the hallway.
Yep.
Wow.
And he got it stuck in the doorway.
And he had a window open that
Yep,
shielded the flames even more, right? Yeah. Look at that. There's stuff still in there. That looks like somebody's clothes.
A lot of people they weren't allowed to go back in and get
No,
in.
no.
It wasn't safe.
Yeah, you can tell where it's from. That 3 floors down from the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because all this bottom.
It was the 4th, 5th, and 6th floors that really suffered the most damage.
I do feel sorry for them. You know, I mean,
My buddy's brother just moved here and they can't find his body. The black guy.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Posted up.
Yeah.
That's my buddy's brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He works at Rental Center. This guy, his brother just came home from services. I think it was last year.
Well, there's one out of the 4 bodies that haven't been identified yet. Then maybe that's him. You know. I met the guy who lost his sister here. You know, the closet of 100 J Street. Yeah. This would be 100 J Street. As we pan upward up above here, it looks like that might be a sofa, the gray colored thing there, yeah. Looks like a sofa or a bed or something.
So how do they spot, at this point in time, how are they spotting any remains?
No, I think they're just kind of doing it one scoop at a time.
Yeah, they'll go through everything when they...
I don't know, but they think the fire was caused from his cigarette smoking or incense or something. It started the recliner on fire. That's what they're saying.
That's what they said.
And then he tried to move it out into the hallway. They think that he would have been okay if he shut the door and got out of his apartment.
thick walls too.
Oh, look at, wow. Yeah, he probably has to worry about breaking off too much at once or something. Oh, whoa, yeah.
And now that he's getting a little lower, he can just knock it down and let it fall to the ground.
Right.
Instead of having to pick so much.
Yeah.
But when he first started taking this sidewall down 2 floors above, he dropped a huge chunk down in the whole ground strip.
Wow.
But now it's landing on top of debris so you don't feel it.
Right, right. He probably has to make sure it don't fall on him.
That too, and there's people on the ground below him.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be below that thing.
They know what they're doing, you know.
They know what they're doing, right.
My father was a laborer out of the state local. And,
well,
when he get laid off, which wasn't very often, he was friends with the Jacksons. So he used to go work for them when he was laid off. They pay him under the table while he was collecting unemployment.
Well, I got one guy from this Jackson Demolition Company that's a customer of mine at my barber shop on Van Branken Avenue.
These guys are pretty good with them machines.
I know, yeah. They call that the Jolly Green Giant. I thought it was called the Caterpillar.
That's the Jolly Green Giant there.
Yeah, yeah.
It should be called the Praying Mantis.
Right. Yeah, that's all.
It looks like.
That's all building, people's belongings, people's furniture being all crunched up. Yeah. Somebody could be standing here right now and say, "Oh, there's my closet."
Yep.
Yeah, I feel bad for them, man. A carpet. It's like a carpet. Wow, a carpet. Got a couch. Or a washing machine, something. Oh, it looks like this washer. That looks like a washer machine. Up in the corner there, it looks like the corner of somebody's kitchen. Maybe that's a box of dish soap on top of shelves there. Whoa! Whoa, they got a piece of the freaking wall there, wow! Whoa. Oh, did that make some noise? Whoa. You know, what repercussions this is going to have on the city of Schenectady, you know. And I've been thinking about what I read in the paper a lot about how, you know, what's going to happen after the Attorney General's office subpoenas the court record or the records from for the code enforcement. Stuff like that. Good morning. Today is March 22nd, and there's not too many people out watching the demolition of the J Street building that was destroyed by fire. But I was here yesterday, and it's a day later now, and we can still see the same closet that we were looking at yesterday that is filled with people's clothes. The one thing that we can see next door to what's left of building 100, I think it is the roof of the executive lounge. We can see that they've placed bales of hay up there for protection in case debris from the demolition of the other building falls on top of executive lounge's building. We can see here where the wall of 104 used to be. This is the view from J Street by City Hall, and we can see we can see that they look like they've left the lower level of 104. We can see that you know, a good portion of the front of building 100 is still standing, but building 104 appears to be knocked down completely, except for this facade front of the lower portion of it. Just look at all the rubble in front of it, and I'm sure that's just a very small percentage of the debris of the building. Okay, it looks like they're about to take out more of the upper portion of the building. Now, the fireman is spraying the debris down, so there'll be less cloudiness in the air from the debris. They don't want toxicness getting in there. That looks like a door way up there, right in the middle of my viewfinder here. Now, there is the teeth of the green giant, and I think it's about to take a bite out of that window. They're dampening it down a little, and I think they're about to start chipping away. Whoa! Got a door. That door is gone. Boy, the door fell, man. That looks like a big bathtub or something. That's about to fall. Look at that go. Whoa. Wow. Oh, man. That looks like a refrigerator or bathtub or something. Whoa. I can see they don't want to drop it from very high up because of the dust. Whoa! Wow, the way they're digging, that's going to fall. Oh man, there's the back of another washer. That looks like the back of another washer. Right up in there. Yeah, that looks like a washer. Okay, here we are again at the corner of Liberty and Yates Street at the J Street building site that has been burnt down. And we can see that they've really destroyed a good, or have demolished a good portion of it. They're still doing the spraying, and they're digging around up there. It's almost down. Wow. Yep, not much left. And I think I'm going to go over onto the other side from J Street and get the view from there. As we see, somebody has set up a shrine over here, which I think is very nice. Why the glass, some of these candles are broken. I hope that wasn't done deliberately. That's not very respectful. As we can see from inside Schenectady City Hall, we cannot get to the front. We are not allowed to cross the crime tape because it's too bad, because if we could get a really good view of the front from here.
Okay, here we are on J Street. I have to get over this green fence. I got to hold the camera up in the air. But here's a pretty good view of everything. Oh! Whoa!
I only got along with one.
Whoa!
That's the only one that I met. You actually was in there.
Now for things. Okay. Okay.
My name is Brenda Loopy and I lived in 102 J Street on the 5th floor, apartment 5A.
Okay.
And I was sleeping at the time of the fire. I heard lots of yelling and I woke up by that. I proceeded to go into my kitchen where there's a kitchen window and that's where I noticed the flames. I also ran out to my neighbor's and knocked on his door because he's heavily medicated. So I proceeded on knocking on his door. The only thing I heard was his dog, so I knocked louder. I heard him call out my name and he's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "There's a fire, come in my apartment and look." He came in my apartment, looked out the kitchen window, and he's like, "Oh my God." And I basically froze up. I didn't know what to do. And I asked him what to do, and he's like, "Get your shoes on, your coat, grab Chloe," which is my cat, "and get out of the building." So I went down the back way, down the fire escape, and I proceeded to go into one of the parking lots, and I started video recording the fire as it was burning. So it was just too dramatic for me.
Was that from, did you come out the front or the back of the building?
No, I came out the back of the building.
Where the fire escapes are?
Yeah, where the fire escapes are. And, you know, when I first moved into the building, they're like, no smoking in the hallways because it will set off the sprinklers. And people smoked in the hallways and it never set them off. So that's why I was like a little concerned, because if they were working, it would have went off, and they didn't.
Did you happen to see the gentleman that jumped from the 5 stories?
I didn't actually see him. I don't think.
What
I saw was I saw the flames, and then up above them, I saw 2 people sticking their heads out and just smoke coming out. And I did hear them say that they were going to jump. And that's basically when I looked away, because I don't think I'd be able to handle somebody jumping out of a...
Do you know if they survived?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
What was your first thoughts? Your first thoughts when you see the fire? What was going through your mind?
Like I said, I really froze up. I didn't know what to do. My thought was, am I going to make it out of here alive? I was actually thinking of my 6 kids.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, one more time. So how'd you get out? What was the route that you took out of the building?
I took out the back way, down the fire escape.
Do you know whether the gentleman, I don't mean to stay on the same subject, but do you know whether the gentleman that jumped from the 5 stories, whether he jumped from the front of the building or the side where the fire escapes are?
That I don't know, and I can't really answer.
Okay.
I know from people telling me that he did jump and he broke his back, and they rushed him off to the hospital. But
because I looked around, you know, every side of the building, and I didn't see any place possible where he could land on anything soft.
Right.
You know, it looks like everything that he could land on, where he might have gotten impaled in the fence or something.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
It is.
Yeah.
How did the landlord run this building, in your opinion?
I think the landlord did a wonderful job as far as like communicating with his tenants, but as far as the maintenance guy, he did not do his job whatsoever. I mean, when I moved into 5A, I had a list of things that needed to be done. I showed it to the landlord. He's like, okay, we'll show the maintenance guy. He'll take care of it. He never did. He was too busy hitting on the women.
So the building was in horrible shape, you'd say?
I wouldn't say horrible, but it wasn't in great condition.
And you were in 102?
I was in 5A.
Of 102, right?
Of 102.
Okay.
And it just, I personally didn't think that it was, it was livable, but not livable. They didn't keep up on it.
Wow. Was there a lot of code violations, did you think?
I personally think there was. And I don't know, and I really hate to say this, but I think there's a cover-up.
Yeah.
What do you think they're covering up?
I think that they're covering up they were there the day before the fire. I was home. I didn't see anyone at
Brenda,
all.
what I'd like to know, I don't know if this has already been answered or not. I'm hearing a lot of controversy of whether the doors to the fire escapes in both buildings worked or did not work. Do you know the answer to that?
As far as the answer to that, I don't know. Ours, I think they all worked. You couldn't get in them, but you can get out them. And the thing is sometimes they were blocked by garbage.
So when you escaped the fiery building, you did go down the fire escape?
I did go down the fire escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could get to the fire escape through the door in the building?
Yeah.
Okay, but you couldn't get in?
Yeah, if you were to go up the fire escape to get into your apartment building, you couldn't do it. It was only to get out.
What was it like going down the fire escape? Was it like slippery? Was it dangerous?
It was slippery, but even before the fire, when it snowed, they never cleared it. Like they would never shovel out on the fire escapes.
I could see where it'd be a hazard anyway because of the icicles forming on it.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
What about other like danger areas of the building? Like I heard about the elevator or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the elevator, it didn't work. When I moved in, I asked him if the elevator worked, and he said that the building was too old to actually get the part. So that's why it never worked. And I would have to climb 5 flights of stairs every day.
Wow. Get exercise.
Yeah.
Did they allow pets in the building?
Yes.
They did, even like 60-pound pit bull dogs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, as far as that, the landlord would charge a little extra in the rent.
Oh, but they didn't mind.
But they didn't mind, no.
Do you think that pit bull dog that they found a week later in the building, do you think that he may have ran out of the building and then came back after everything was put out?
He might have.
Because I don't see where that dog could have possibly survived.
No,
smoke inhalation, water freezing, fire, flames.
Yeah, and that's really hard to believe too, because a couple of people didn't survive. So how would an animal?
I'm likely to wonder if he instinctively came back to what he knows is home.
Right.
And got inside and found his living quarters.
Right.
I did read your name in the paper.
Yeah, I've been in there a lot.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because, you know, now it's to the point where I'm getting angry about the fire.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people mentioning it to me, and it's like, I don't want to forget it, but I do want to forget it.
Did you lose any pets or personal belongings?
I lost everything except me and my cat.
Oh, okay.
Like,
oh, sorry.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to start over again because it's really hard and difficult.
All right, well, this has been Brenda Lupi, kind enough to do an interview for the JP News and for David Tanner's Schenectady Videos.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this is the JP News. With me here is a friend of mine, David Tanner, who also does a lot of film making in Schenectady. And he's asked my opinions and my thoughts on everything since this tragedy happened. I thought it was time I might ask him. David, what are your thoughts about all this in the most summed up way possible?
These were historic buildings from around 1880s, around that era. They were part of the landscape of Schenectady all these years. From the official reports, the tragic ending of these buildings and 4 lives and many pets and all the belongings of many of the tenants was caused by one careless act, and that's from smoking cigarettes. Now, if you think about it, all through the years, since 1880s, so that's 130 years, no one had smoked a cigarette and caused a major fire. So it took one act, and it forever changed the landscape of Schenectady, and it ended lives. It ended the lives of the smoker. There's been a lot of speculation and talk. How can that have happened? How can one cigarette have such tragic results? A man smoking and falls into the lounge. How could that have created such a fire? Well, there's been speculation that maybe it wasn't the cigarette. Maybe there's a cover-up. Maybe there's something going on that's
code enforcement,
underhanded. There's a lot of fingers pointing in different directions. Why did code enforcement have an investigation 2 days before the fire? And how come the people, if there's all these violations, why were they allowed to stay in the building? Well, how about the landlord? The landlord just recently purchased the building. Why was he allowed to have a building in operation that had all these problems? The sprinklers weren't working. That's a fact. The alarms didn't go off. The facts are this. Okay, so Mr. Harry Simpson falls asleep with a cigarette. He pulls his lounge chair out into the hallway, thinking that the sprinklers are going to go off. Put the fire out. Well, the sprinklers didn't go off. So, okay, there's a lot of things wrong, and that's basically how I'm summing it all up. I think, well, here's what you do. You, if you're living in a building and there's many people, tenants, there should be meetings. Protocol on what happens during an emergency like this. There should be fire drills.
Well, there probably will be now.
Yeah. I mean, so anyway, we're looking in retrospect.
What have you given it any thought to what maybe they should put there in its place, like a memorial? You know, this was just my thought. You know, maybe some grass, a water fountain, a cement bench.
This is City Hall. This is prime properties, J Street. The casino's going right down there.
Yes.
This is prime properties, worth millions of dollars. Yeah. So there's not going to be a memorial. It's going to be either luxury apartments, very high-class restaurants, or office buildings is what I would guess it's going to take.
Or they'll enlarge the parking lot, maybe?
I don't believe there's going to be parking. I don't believe they're going to let this property turn into just to be parking. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. But you know, there was problems in the building, and there was a lot of. From speaking to many people, I've been doing a documentary on this, and I do videos about Schenectady. If you go to Schenectady Videos on Facebook and YouTube, well, the documentary I'm working on, there's many people who are, you know, saying there's been problems in that building with the way things, you know, how things have been run in that building. A lot of neglect, a lot of people doing illicit drugs,
yeah,
things like that. So it was a source of problems for City Hall for a long time.
Okay. In the aftermath of the J Street fire, we can see that they had to take down some of the street lamps and street lights, the red and green lights here, traffic lights they're called, and you don't realize how big they are until they're on the ground. They, well, come up to my thigh about. Well, I kind of already got this shot, but as you can see right through to the other side of the block, from where the storefront used to be. But I notice over here you can still see that recliner, and next to that recliner you can see a radiator and somebody's shoes, boots, too. Peering over this fence as high as I can, this is facing City Hall, from one of the sidewalks. This would have been the side where the fire escapes were on the buildings. But this is to give a look at some of the debris that's been left behind. Okay, here we are back at the J Street fire scene. We can see that they've removed the wall of building 104. Jackson Demolition is still here. Got a man up on the building here. The hay bales are still up there, and it looks like they've done quite a lot of work here. Wow, they're still scraping and flattening everything. Yeah, it's really like to see. They're lifting the, I don't know what you call that thing. Their metal tub for digging stuff out, I guess. It's amazing to see it across from City Hall, where the J Street fire was, where the buildings were. What a space that this left. It is a big space, but it actually looks smaller. Actually looks smaller than what you would think that it would have taken up. It's a weird illusion.
I got aliens living in my basement, and every day I'm thinking about coast to coast. I got children, I didn't know they were hybrids. The aliens came, and that's the way it is. Every night on coast to coast.